Before the stories, before the warnings, there was her. Born between places science can't fully explain, she carries a connection to forces most people never notice. This is not just her story, it's the beginning of everything she awakens. Every river remembers, long before cities, before roads, before names. Water carried stories. Some stories were never meant to be forgotten. Some people hear the river, others dream it. But once every few generations, the river chooses someone who can answer back. Nia lived beside the river her entire life. It had fed the town, protected the town, buried the town's secrets. She never imagined it knew her name. Nia stretched her arms wide as she walked onto her porch. She looks out at the river, gazing at the beautiful scenery. She begins walking down to the river. As she began to approach the water and noticed something rippling in the water, she thought to herself, I wonder if the turtles are starting to come out today, if they're going to be all over the front yard, as they always do. But as she began to get closer and closer, she noticed something unnatural about the motion in the water. She got closer and closer, then looked one more time, and she could have sworn she saw a woman's face with jewelry in her hair looking back at her. But she knew she wasn't looking at her own reflection. That's when she quickly thought to herself, I must be imagining things. I'm gonna get back inside and get my morning cup of coffee before I go crazy.
So you heard they found another fishing boat down by the river this morning, right?
Everyone looked as one of the men sat at the table nodded.
They say the river took them, the waitress scoffs. No, people disappear, the river doesn't. An elderly woman sitting alone quietly replies,
Don't y'all speak on things that you don't understand. Every southern town has its stories. Most become legends. Some become warnings. Nia walks along the riverbank after work. The wind suddenly stops. No birds, no insects, only water. Then, a child's laughter. Nia spoke with slight fear. Hello? Nothing. Only water and silence. She kneels beside the water. A single ripple forms. Another, then another, against the current. She reaches toward the surface. The water reflects, not her face. Another woman, dark-skinned. White markings across her forehead, golden eyes. Copper and silver in her hair. The reflection smiles. Nia jerks back. The reflection disappears. Night falls. Nia cannot sleep. Rain begins. Thunder rolls across the river. Eventually, she drifts off. She dreams. She walks beneath enormous cypress trees. The water glows faintly blue. Figures stand waist deep in the river. Dozens, silent, watching. One steps forward, an older woman. Beautiful, powerful, ancient. She speaks calmly. You came later than we hoped. Nia, who are you? Your family forgot us. Nia cries. I don't understand. The woman steps forward and says,
They made sure of that. The river suddenly begins flowing backward.
Nia wakes, gasping, completely soaked. Her bedroom floor covered in water. Yet nothing else in the house is wet. No broken pipe, no rain leaking through the roof. Only her room, only her bed. She notices something. Wet footprints leading out the bedroom door. The next morning, she follows the footsteps into the woods. They end at an abandoned church, half swallowed by vines. Locals avoid it. An old historical marker stands nearby. It reads, built in 1849, closed after repeated flooding, reopened twice, permanently abandoned. She takes a look at the old church. Many historic churches and settlements were relocated or abandoned because rivers changed course or flooded over the centuries. That's part of the region's documented history and contributes to the atmosphere of places like this. She reaches for the door handle and realizes it's open. She walks inside. Everything is covered in dust, except a small wooden bowl filled with fresh river water. Beside it, an old photograph, a young woman, long locks, standing beside the same river. On the back, written by hand, she returned to the water in 1968. Nia freezes. The woman looks exactly like her. Outside, the wind becomes violent. Clouds gather. The river begins to rise far too quickly. Across the river, a silhouette stands on the opposite bank, watching, perfectly still, too far away to recognize, yet somehow Nia knows it has been waiting. The figure raises one hand. The river answers. A wave rises several feet high, then gently settles without crossing the bank. The figure disappears into the fog. Some inherit wealth, some inherit pain. Nia inherited a promise, one her ancestors made to the river long before she was born. And somewhere beneath the current, something had finally realized. She had come home. Deep beneath the river, hidden in darkness, dozens of glowing eyes slowly open. A whisper echoes through the water. The daughter has awakened. Stay tuned for the next episode. And if you're enjoying this amazing Akashic Tale, then like and subscribe so that you can catch the next episode and to support the amazing movement of growing creativity.